Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena. Do you know what the most watched Historic Brawl video in history is on YouTube? Do you know? For those of you who, without pausing and looking it up, said the answer is How to Lose Friends, Baral Chief of Compliance by CovertGoBlue, you would be right. You would be right. It is, as I look it up, whatever search terms you use, I don't know, but what I use, it is the #1 most viewed YouTube video of Historic Brawl gameplay ever. It's me, CGB, playing Baral, Chief of Compliance. And I did it like years ago. It was one of my first Historic Brawl videos. And now it's been a long time, but it's probably time to dust off and update Baral, Chief of Compliance. Baral plays in the Hell Queue, in the nastiest place of all, against the toughest and most evil possible commanders trying to defeat it. But Baral, Chief of Compliance, keeps on going. It is still a commander that can get those wins. And with every new set come new possibilities, basically in the form of the card in the set that says counter target spell. So we've got all kinds of toys in here for Brawl to play with. We're going to draw a lot of cards. We're going to counter a lot of spells. We're not going to make friends. It's Baral, Chief of Compliance. Let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. And oh yeah, you who lost all your friends playing Baral, I want to tell you something. You're still cool. Our opponent is Nicole Bolas Dragon. Oh, don't enter the Hell Queue if you can't stomach the Hell Queue. Let's try this again. Our opponent is Nicole Bolas Dragon God, and we are on the draw with a hand that isn't great. Essence Scatter and Exclude could be useless, which is scary. And we don't have any card draw. I think I actually mulligan this since it's kind of a 5-card hand if they're playing the typical build of Bolas that has no creatures. Ooh, we hit Mox Amber. Okay, I'll take that. We could use some more card draw. We still haven't seen any in either hand. And we could use some... another solid counter would make me feel a lot better than just Undersimplify. But I like this hand. This hand is going to bring it. Opponent went to 5. Wonder what you mulligan for against Baral. Just super cheap interaction to try to keep Baral off the field so it doesn't take over the game. Combat Research. Neat card. Let's try to develop mana. And the Signet resolves. Combat Research. We could play a tempo game. And it looks like we'll get the opportunity because we have the land. Oh, we have the Jhin. We have the Mox Amber. We have Baral. And we could slam the Jhin, but that taps us out. Let's put that beautiful Ward 1 and the extra toughness boost here. Yeah. Thirst. All right. Ward 1, pay. They do. All right, bounce that to hand. If they counter the Unsubstantiate, okay, this is actually really good. So we let this Mystical Dispute resolve, but now we undersimplify the Thirst so they don't get it back, which was going to be a problem because we'd have to draw a way to deal with it next turn. Pull from Tomorrow. Love it. Exclude, not the counter we're looking for. Let's see what we can draw here. It's a big draw step. Oh. A rock solid counter spell. Pass turn because if we cast the Jhin, we can't cast the Charm. Bolas. Shielded the opponent. Exclude wasn't supposed to be this good. Tail Sand. I think I'm discarding Jhin there. Forget it. They're just never going to resolve anything the rest of the game. Wow. We are on the play with the Ascendant Spirit. So we are getting to try more of the tempo cards. There aren't that many in the deck, but we're drawing them. And we're up against Isika, which is probably never going to resolve. God, I love this deck. Keep. Where's your beautiful prismatic bridge memes now, chat? Ascendant Spirit is so cool because if the opponent tries to play around counter spells by not taking actions, you just pump the mana into the Spirit. Am I countering something on turn 2? They might even have a removal spell, but we could also just slam Baral and have 2 threats. Yeah, let's make them have a removal spell on turn 2. They can only kill 1. If they kill the Brawl, we'll just leave it in the exile zone for a long time and work them over with the Spirit. If they're ramping, they're just gonna probably get destroyed. We could just go for a pump there and an extra point of damage, but why? Why? Why when we can torture and counter everything? That is a Planeswalker. I don't think I care. I'm just going to attack and kill it.
I will teach you how to handle the
It really doesn't scare me. So they appear to be on the Planeswalker build of Asika. That is a lot of expensive sorcery spells to get to counter. I'm looking forward to this. Scry to the bottom. Grow the Spirit. Draw the Signet. Sweet. Means we can't increase the Spirit again this turn, but we shouldn't need to.
wasting your potential.
As fun as Brawl is to counter everything, and kind of the meme of nothing will resolve, you don't have to counter everything. That's one of the powerful things of it. If the opponent plays something that just isn't going to hurt you very badly, you don't have to do anything. I will do something about Tamiyo. That is a very good card. I will decline the draw here because I like my hand. I'd just be discarding a card that I'd probably prefer to draw, because even a land here is good. Plating I can probably discard. But we'll see. If they have a Thought Distortion, and they haven't left yet, plating looks really good. If they haven't conceded, it's usually because they have Thought Distortion. Arlen Pack's Hope. Do I care about wolves? Not really. If I deal with it for 1 mana, I get to grow the Spirit, but I don't have a way to do that. So maybe I do just let you have the wolves. It's better to grow the Spirit and kill her.
Fight for humans and werewolves. Run wild.
Like, I'm not afraid of the wolves, so why would I? Yeah, this is great. This is wonderful. We do not want the Arlen though to give card spells flash. Like the plus or flipping the knight is a problem, so we do have to kill her. We don't have to worry about the wolves.
Back to the woods.
All right, 4 is 2+1/+1 counters, and whenever it deals damage, draw a card. So we're almost there. Rewind, a beautiful spell here. Let's go for it. Oh, I forgot to float the mana. Didn't matter. Play poorly, still win. On the draw against Kinnan. Game, respect, game. Ah, man. I think I turn 2 bounce their mana dork. Turn 3, I'm not sure. But then turn 4, try to steal their Kinnan. Entrancing Melody being one of the cards that we can keep here. But this hand is so mediocre. And on the draw, very slow. There's a lot of ways we lose. But it does have one of the best effects against Kinnan. Alright, I'm going to steal your commander. If it doesn't work out, I kept a bad hand. But if it does work out, I'm a genius. There's your mana dork. Bounce your mana dork. They have Pact of Negation, held priority there. They replay their mana dork, we play Baral, they play Kinnan, we steal Kinnan. Although they can pact it, can't they? So we have to draw what? Our own pact? We'll get a cost reduction from our Baral. So we have to draw a 1 or 2 mana counter spell. Oh, if we draw a bounce spell, that would also be funny if we bounced their... If they use Pact, and then we bounce their Incubation Druid so they can't pay. I guess they still could. Alright, we didn't get there. Well, let's make sure they have Pact and aren't just playing full control mode. That works too. Alright. GG, kept a bad hand. Not good enough against Kinnan. Turn 4, steal your commander, too weak. But we did draw really badly. We didn't draw a single counterspell. We are on the draw, which is very bad, against an armed monkey. Alana and Elena partners. If they'll probably ramp into that. So at least we can counter their commander, but we're just stone cold dead-ish to an Allosaurus Shepherd or a Domri. Still, I don't know if we can expect better, right? A 2-mana counterspell in this spot. Like, Search for Azcanta is not great, but maybe consider Confined a 2-mana counterspell. We have to go first at some point, right? By the way, the Sinister Sabotage still look like me. I guess many people tell me I haven't aged. But it is nice to have my likeness on a counterspell, even if it is the one getting countered. No, your go. The puppy? Okay. They're probably really happy because they get to beat the crap out of a control deck. I think the Gruul deck is pretty well positioned to do it. But if we find a 2-mana counterspell right here, we're in this. I'm all for the emotes. The animated ones are kind of distracting. You're taking it too far. All right, we didn't find the counterspell, but let's play Baral, force them to deal with it, or we get a cost reduction that can help us recover from being on the draw. You know that they want to play a creature. They want to get the pup going. They want to have something for Helana and Elena to build on. I'll take it. They might have Bone Crusher Giant. They're going to go with Prowler. It's a pain in the butt. Also reduces cost. Gets a ton of bonus from the pup. So we're going to have to divide it by 0 at some point, but we don't have to do it right now. Our hand sadly has no 2-mana plays that get reduced by Brawl, so we're not even multi-spelling just yet. We're just kind of suffering. They got away with the attack last turn, so of course they should attack again. Alright, so they're probably not playing Helana and Elena this turn if they're already attacking. And they go for Embercleave. So always an interesting conundrum. Do you counter Embercleave or do you bounce the thing it goes on? I think if they're super smart here, they put it on the pup. But I think if they put it on the pup, we just let it be on the pup for a while. Yeah, they are super smart. All right. Bounce the Prowler. And I'm going to discard Search for Azcanta because it's not very good. And we still haven't drawn something we can double spell with. So now we just have to start fighting off this mean Embercleave puppers. But I think we'll find a way. At least we can double spell this turn for the first time. Arachnomancer. All right, first counterspell. Keep that on top. Take action. All right. What card draw spell's the worst? I think I want to keep Solve, but I'm not... Yeah, Solve might have to solve this problem. Maybe I'm just supposed to let the Scrutiny go. Here's the Prowler. So we could hit it with Essence Scatter. I think I'm just going to hit it with the Intervention. Mana efficiency. Whirlwind Denial. Pretty good. Pretty good, and it's cheap. Trying to decide. Actually, I think I just give up on the Solve. Too expensive. Too slow. Oh, that's a good draw. The Flow is like the full reload when we spend all of our resources. So I'm hanging on to Flow of Knowledge. The opponent leaning on a tenacious pup to get the job done. We've got 4 turns. But every time we hit them, we get to draw. Wow. That is a painful turn, Timber Symbiosis. And they make the extra mana. Ah, so they can play Reclamation Sage. and then they can play Helena and Elena. So, Essence Scatter on the Reclamation Sage. I'm going to keep drawing cards with Baral because something's always the worst. I have to see if we can figure out what it is. Mystical Dispute is probably the worst. Thirst is probably the worst, but we could cast it this turn very potentially. But we know we're casting another counterspell, so actually Thirst is the worst. And that rhymes, so that's effective. So let's use the Dispute this time and the Whirlwind Denial next time because it forces to pay more. It also can counter things like cast triggers. They don't attack. The pup has stalled, and we now have enough to cast Flow of Knowledge and Whirlwind Denial. All right, let's start with the flow because Whirlwind may not be the best counter to use in this spot. That is a lot of land. Oh my gosh. That was all. Ooh. Oh man, the flow is supposed to be our reload, and right now it is not. Okay. If we drew land the rest of the game, we'd probably lose from this spot. We've got the Witness Protection. It's not great when we have Combat Research. Those two cards don't play well together. I think I hold the lands here so that when I counter something, I can draw a discard. Our opponent has card advantage in just casting their commander over and over and over again. And we need Baral to offset that by drawing into non-land cards. So if I Witness Protect this, it's a 2/2. Does it lose Double Strike? Because I think that's granted by the sword. All right. If this gets the 2+1/+1 counters, that's really dangerous. But if they attack with it, and then I Witness Protect their Lana Elena, this still doesn't get in, so they just block it. All right. Well, gotta do something. Trade? Yeah, we can still just lose to them casting this over and over. They need 10 mana, and right now they have 9 because of the castle. So untapped land, and they are back. And our draws have not been... Well, they haven't been very user-friendly, I would say. All right, good. They drew something we can counter. Pretty lucky. Their draws are luckier for us than our draws. It's another way to counter an instant or sorcery. That's a creature with a lot of counters. Oh my goodness. All right, that's a disaster. That's a double striking huge hit. Now, can we beat this Embercleave? We draw Torrential Gearhulk. There is a divide by 0 in the bin. Okay. Go. Invigorating Hot Spring. If I negate it, I can't Gearhulk, and I have to Gearhulk. Okay, counter there. Here they come. We're at 4. This will have 4 toughness. This is a 5/6. This card really isn't very useful here. It's the wrong card for the job. Archmage's Charm. That can gain control of the pup. That's huge. The Gearhulk, what a draw. Yoink. Something should probably stay back. Hot Spring on Helana Elena. It doesn't give its own counter, but they can equip the... No, they can't equip the Embercleave to it. They don't have the mana. So yeah, let's close this. For even lore. Well, if there are more turns to this game, that can really help shut the door. They've got this. They don't have the mana to fix the Embercleave. They do get the counter. And they can give this thing haste with the Hot Spring, but we have the Haven and the Pup to jump in front and take one for the team. So they're coming in. If I block with the Haven and they don't kill the Pup, it still has the Embercleave. Probably unnecessary, but I like to be sure. And we survive. And a good top deck finishes the job. All your critters are belong to us. Some interesting series of unlucky into very lucky top decks. We go first with Wash Away. Easy. Poor Golos. We've got 3 different ways to keep their commander from resolving. And that is how you have to beat Golos. You have to counter it into oblivion until they actually miss land drops and can't cast it anymore. Otherwise, the card will just, you know, untap win. Alright, just run the Brawl at them. Oh, opponent, don't cry. Maybe they just don't like Brawl. What if I blow you a kiss? Alright. And yep, we are all set up. The Chemist's Insight should keep the cards flowing. Gift of Paradise, that's fine. Little 3 life, and now they can tap that for multiple mana of color, different colors. But, you know, just try resolving something that would scare me. Brawl's expertise, probably not too important in the matchup. Most things that hit the battlefield for them generate value. Path of Peril. They're trying to blow up my Baral. Do I care? Alright, so... Actually, let's go with the Consider first. See if we can find an easy way to protect Brawl. And Undersimplify is the way. And let's turn that Brawl's expertise, although flavorful, into something better. There's a Witness Protection. Since I don't plan to let Golos resolve, I don't really need the Witness Protection, so I'll be chucking it. There is Kaya. No. Ah, let's leave the emotes on and just witness their tears. Keep it coming. Golos is not a blue spell, so I don't know if I'll keep this dispute, but let's play the Azcanta. Nykthos doesn't get tapped from, like, the bonus mana too often, but every now and then you end up with, like, 3 or 4 permanents on the field, and a little 1 mana can mean drawing an extra card, and that's often good enough. Dispute can go. Ah, Brawl easy mode. Keep it coming. Are you not entertained? Are you starting to feel bad for the opponent? You probably should be. I mean, who wants to see Vorinclex resolve? Nobody, am I right? Casual draw 5. Whelming Wave, you can go. And for my next target, what will it be? Not letter of acceptance. I am picky. Midnight Clock, on the other hand. Let's see if we can find an annul or something of that nature. Negate. Pull from tomorrow. Why not? Keep trying. Miscast. I can spell pierce it, but that doesn't really achieve much. So they got the clock. We didn't find an answer to that specific type. Although River's Rebuke, we can make him do it again about the time that the clock would go off. Maybe I just make them do it now since I have to discard to hand size. Patience, patience, patience. You have to discard 3. I've got 3 I can discard. 1, 2, 3. Fumigate. Have a bird. So much card draw. Oh my goodness. Massacre Worm. Resolves. This is a good reason to cast the Rebuke, since it doesn't actually kill anything here. Let's do Discover the Formula. Memory Deluge for 2, LOL. This is like a free card, but if we don't cast these, we're going to start discarding them to hand size anyway. Oh my goodness. Well, the counter spells are starting to arrive. My goodness, is this fun. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm a special kind of heartless creature. Golos. Yeah. Yeah. Now, opponent, tell me, what would you like to see countered next? We can do dealer's choice. I can't not pull from tomorrow, right? Okay. Discard like 70 cards in one. There's a Shark Typhoon. All right, that's probably... I mean, most people would request a Shark Typhoon here. Nice to finally have a win con we can all get behind, right, guys? Right? Flux Reservoir. I'm countering now because I can. We just want to create sharks to keep attacking. Yeah, sure, why not? Seems fun. Drawing cards is great. Gift of Paradise, you got it. Opponent is the Sport of Sports here. As the shark beatdown begins to arrive. What, 2 turns, I think? We're about to discard to hand size, so I'll just do what I picked up this borrower to do. Just keep causing misery. Their stamina is impressive. They are easily the strongest mage we've encountered yet. As far as stamina. Oh, I could have stolen it. How disappointing. Whee! to the top rope. I feel favored in this particular game. All right, that is a 7. Let's go. Stop. He's already dead. No. Now you are already dead. Much love to the opponent. Give it up for Acid Citrus in the comments. You are the opposite of soft. You are chiseled in stone. We're on the draw against Sithis, Harvest Hand. A deck that usually gives us a pretty hard time because Sithis gets under us and draws a bunch of cards. This hand is good. Honestly, though, I need to consider in this spot mulliganing for Swan Song or Witness Protection. Because if they get Sithis down, then every enchantment they play draws them cards from there. And that is not something we keep up with. So I have to at least take a shot. Did it. Easy. It is kind of wild that just because you're on the draw in Hell Queue against a certain commander means you have to mulligan for 1 or 2 cards in your singleton format, but that is the game we play. Legitimate business Harvest Hand. Legitimate business citizen. I think it was a nymph before. Okay. Curse my Baral. All right, I see. We both hate each other. The terms of engagement have been established. I was really worried they'd have a Banishing Light for the Witness Protection right there. Weaver of Harmony is not great either. It's really good for their beatdown plan, but I think all things considered, this went as well as we could hope for. We're going to be taking a lot of damage while we try to build up our mana and eventually mass manipulate. Life's Bounty? It's not something I can really counter. Yeah, they could still just play some Grizzly Bears and beat me to death. Especially with Brawl Cursed. We definitely don't want to Lazadette plating and block legitimate business Sithis, but that does mean our life total is going to be plummeting. Now, they can give Sithis protection from blue with the Alseed. I wonder if they know that. We'll find out. Probably. It is a really good trick. Oh, baby. Yeah, we take that, and hopefully with us tapped out right here, they do it. They didn't do it. Okay. We're gonna wait to do it. I think I tap out here. I let them do the Alseed here to free up Sithis. And then I steal it. I think that's the play. The shields are way down this turn, but it's by design, and we'll see whether or not they mess me up for it. If they keep the curse, we might be in a lot of trouble. Because they probably have an easy solution to Baral, which basically takes Baral out of the game forever. Yeah, they kept it. All right, here comes the bounty. Choose blue. This is back. Spinner says can't be countered. Awesome. Yeah, we are getting housed. And they get rid of Baral somehow. Oh, Heliod. That might be even worse. But if we take their commander, they don't have an obvious life gain source. And so that's our big plan. And then hopefully the miscast can defend it. Oh, Rebuke? Oh, we can just do that now. Then they replay this and they draw some cards. I think we steal first. It's mine. We have to use really evil tactics against the likes of Sithis Harvest Hand. And I know that Enchantress type effects, a lot of people think they're cool, and a lot of people love them. But these kind of decks, they just get me angry. I don't know why. They're very proper villains when I play my blue decks. Probably because they're very difficult to stop. This doesn't change much. Also, our opponent is a card toucher. You see them touching every single card every turn? That makes me angry. All right, here comes Heliod time. A little bit of lifelink. Hopefully we draw a land so the rebuke doesn't tap us out completely. Beautiful. Now while they redeploy, we set up for a good mass manipulation. We figure out the best things to take. The spinner is probably a good thing to take, given the way that it completely hoses our deck. All right, they have redeveloped. Okay, let's build our mana. To be honest, our hand isn't very counter heavy, which is really weird, and thank goodness, because we would have lost a million ways. If we draw one more land, we get to steal two things, which could be a big difference. You see, they can't stop touching our cards. It's so infuriating. Like, why? You know what it does. You've seen it a million times. So curse here for no value is awesome. Unless they name the perfect card, which would be impressive. We could have Lazotep plating to stop it. They go for discover the formula. I bet we draw it next turn. It's basically a lock. Spinner coming in. Spinner also has this ability to turn lands into very powerful creatures. Okay. Hand it over. This also keeps them off the white devotion, so it's a good reason to take the envoy. As Heliod is going to be one of the more difficult threats for a while. And counter spells are back on the menu, not that they play anything I can counter or that I draw counter spells at work. That is a problem. This basically duplicates the effect of their commander that we were trying so hard to take away from them, so that's a perfect draw. And I mean a perfect draw for them. That is something we can miscast. So we will. Hallelujah. Didn't think it would happen. All right. Wait, no! I'm surprised. The Enchantress's presence means every enchantment that they draw, they start drawing cards with, and they can duplicate it, I believe, with the Weaver. Copy and activate or trigger ability you can control from enchantment source. So they are an enchantment away from drawing two. Don't give up.